Hey guys, welcome back to another Team N54 filled day of an episode on 0 to 60. So on this episode, I'm going to tackle one of the, I'm going to say it's the most forgotten oil leak on an M54 that I know of, and it is the thermostat housing seal gasket oil leak. Now, I've actually had this be a problem on two of our M54s, and again, just no one really talks about it online. I think it's because they are, when they do leak, it is a very slight leak. I don't know if it's not under as much pressure as the oil filter housing or the oil cooler housing, but they do seem to weep. Both this car and the Vargas car have been subject to it. Now, one of our 0 to 60 G members, Matt, he has actually had these made because I think he must have had the same problem with one of his cars, or he just saw a business opportunity. I don't know. But he has had these made, and he's actually given us a couple of these. One went on the Vargas car about 6 months ago, and it has been sweet. No leaks ever since. And I will put a link to where you can buy them down below. He is based in Brisbane, but he is shipping them all over the world because I don't know of anywhere else you can actually get these. The only place I've seen that actually sell aftermarket gaskets, you have to buy the billet cover as well. So you end up paying like 80 or 100 US dollars just to fix the oil leak. Anyway, let's get straight onto it. I've got tools laid out. This is the most prepped I've ever been. If you're going to do this yourself, make sure you crack the oil filter housing before you do anything else, and that'll let all of the oil that's in this area drain down. It creates a bit of a vacuum when you've got that O-ring sealed. So undo that first. You do need to remove this Torx or E-Torx bolt just there. It is an E12, and then we've just got two T30 Torx bits to get the housing off. All right, it's time for some time lapse, and we'll crack on with it. So I've ended up putting a rag just underneath the housing, so I'm sure we're going to lose a little bit of oil. Now, from memory, this is actually spring-loaded, so you want to try and undo the two screws sort of together, not just undo one at the same time, just to avoid twisting anything massively. Might not matter, but it's just the way I've been doing it. It always amazes me how much my oil smells like the 85. I swear even it really didn't smell this bad. Oh, there we go. That was the spring-loaded action. Luckily we didn't lose anything. And that gives us access to get the cover off. And yeah, hopefully you guys can see, but yeah, gasket, just like all these gaskets around this area, she's just gone flat and she's weeping out the bottom. All right, let's get that one pulled out and get the new one put in. I'm just going to pull it out using a pick, which I have somewhere. There it is. Oh, she's rock hard. And you can see how thin it is versus the new one that's going in. Alright, let's give that a bit of a wipe out. She looks clean as a whistle anyway. Now these are a nice tight fit, and gotta make sure they are seated properly before you put the cover on. Yeah, take your time, definitely make sure it's seated properly. It is a big gasket compared to what comes out, but I think that's the best way to go about it to make sure she's going to seal in the future. I'm just going to be nosy. Yeah, stock oil thermostat, I think. Pop that one back in. And we are good to put the cover back on. Just going to pull that rag out so we don't pinch it, but then we can just do it back up. And try and do them a few turns on each screw at a time, just to stop twisting it. And nip them back up. Alright, I'll get this one put back in, which takes ages because you can't get a ratchet on it. Alright, so that is the thermostat gasket done. Yeah, just so you do know, you do need to take this bolt out. When I did the Vargas car, I tried to do it without taking that bolt out, sort of hold that in place, remove the 2 screws, hoping you could get the cover off that way. But because of the way the cover seats on the actual thermostat itself, you do need that bolt out and pull the cover out straight. But hopefully you won't disturb the oil cooler gasket to a point where it causes any issues. Right, now since we are doing an oil change at the same time, and it does appear that we managed to spill next to no oil, I'm going to swap the oil filter over. These oil filters, they're the Cooper ones. We've also got these on 0to60.com, so if you want to get some plugs and a bit of a service kit, hit us up. They are the Cooper filters, but they're pretty much the same as the Mans. In fact, I can't tell the difference between them. And they also come with a gasket, an O-ring set. Right, let's get that stuff fitted. And always remember to change your O-rings on the oil filter housing, because that one time I didn't, it bloody leaked straight away. Even if they are a pain in the dick to get off. Come on. God damn it. There it is. So we'll put a new one, the copper one, put a new one on the top. Like so, and this little bugger will get replaced as well as I knock the camera over. Cool. All seating well. Interesting. So that can then go in. And that's done up to 25 Newton meters, according to the cap. Cool, right. Now I just got to put some oil in it. However, before you do that, always make sure you put the sump plug back in, which isn't in. So I'm going to go into the car and put the sump back in. Okay, so the cover's back on. She's filled up with 6.5 litres of oil. I know people are going to ask what oil I use. Speak to your tuner about what oil to use, because he's going to have a better idea about what works with your tune in your climate. And he should anyway. But just so you know, we're in a hot climate and I run a thicker oil than normal. And that's what I'm happy with. Cool. No crazy knocking noises as we started it up. Let's let it idle for a few minutes and we'll check the oil level. Finally loaded. Right, oil level is sweet. We're not over full. Guys, I think I might just take it for a drive, see how everything's going. Still trying to get to the bottom of this AFR thing. We'll get there. It'll be something simple. We'll work it out. All right. I'll see you guys shortly. Well, just got back. It's a bit dark in here now. It is just starting to rain outside, so I managed to get some logs in. I've got some logs to send to JSR. Now, I forgot to put the logs on yesterday's video, so I will put today's updated logs, so you guys can have a look, follow along. If you got any questions about them, let us know. But yeah, the thermostat housing gasket has been done on this car now. I'll put a link to Matt's eBay listing where he sells those things if you want to grab yourself one. Like I said, we put it on the Vargas car about 6 months ago. It's been faultless, and when Matt gave them to us, he made a point about he's used some special material, and I've forgotten what it is, but it's not cheap rubber. It's a good long-term gasket thing, and it seems to be pretty legit. So they're down there. Roll racing tomorrow. The rain is scary. Hopefully we don't have any rain, but the car's feeling pretty good. Just a few strange little timing corrections on cylinder 3, which you guys will be able to check out in the log. Hopefully I don't need a new Index 12 injector. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Not too stressed. Feels nice. We're going to have some fun regardless, even if it's not perfected yet. I love this DCT. It's going to get me in trouble. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.